Hello everyone, how you guys doing today? Hope everything's going well. Weather's not really the best here in the Midwest, but we're hope it could be a lot worse, and we'll just go on with it. This your boy again, the Boost on the GCO, coming to you guys with some news today here in the electronic world that I hope doesn't really make a big effect in the future. But let's get into it and see exactly really what's going on, as a lot of people already will be somewhat familiar. But I'm just going to go into a little bit further detail and see what happens and what people's ideas are. So stay tuned and we'll get right to it. Alright, so as I was saying, this case is quite controversial to me. I'm not really sure if I really understand it. To me, it's really more of corporate big shots are just trying to pretend that they're doing something productive. And when I say something productive, I mean stealing money from other corporate big shots like Google. So Oracle in 2010 decided to sue Google for the wrong use of their Java language. Now, initially, Oracle did not create Java. It was created by a company called Sun Microsystems. Now, Sun Microsystems was later on bought by Oracle, so Oracle owns all the copyrights for Java. They also own all of the patents. Now, the reason why Oracle actually decided to sue Google is because once the Android operating system was actually written in Java, Google allowed other companies such as, Samsung, Motorola, LG, Sony, all these companies that make third-party Android phones, you know them all, to actually use the Android operating system in an open source form. Now, evidently, Microsystems had a patent protecting the same software being used in a competing matter. It's very confusing. So if Google is using it as the main open source feature, then it has to be the same across the board, otherwise it's considered competition. Which in this case is once again quite strange. So the competition part, I guess, is not allowed, but anyone in the world can actually use Java and all of its APIs for free. So be very careful if you're around the world and you're making a product that's going to compete with something else in the future, because it looks like Oracle's going after everyone for this. And that's kind of the sad part about the future. What will happen with all the companies that have Java products out there that consumers are actually receiving for free, and in turn may be able to get sued because another person is using it as an open source software, which is, I guess, is not allowed in the Java patent. It's very strange to really sit back and think about it. So the initial case started out in 2010. They actually went to court first in 2012, in which Google actually won the case. And they were actually granted permission and said that they did not use the Java language or any of its APIs in a wrongful manner. Then Oracle appealed the case, won the appeal. So Google reopened the case and won the case again. But then it was reappealed in appeals court, and Oracle won it the second time. So now it's very confusing. But long story short, if Oracle ends up winning, Google will actually have to pay out about $8.8 billion, very close to $9 billion. We'll just use a hard figure. So in court, Google argued that they were not aware of such patents. That did not allow them to have other companies use the software in a non-commercial way, because Android, consumers are not being charged to use Android. However, the courts in the appeals side, the appeals courts, always argued that just because a consumer doesn't pay for something doesn't mean it's not for commercial use, or doesn't mean that it's not, what's the best way to put this? That it's not a competing product also. The reality of this all really is that some of these patents are just outrageous. How do you make a computer language, make it open source so anyone can use it? However, if someone wants to use it in a competing sense, or even in a commercial sense, it's against your patents. I mean, it makes me wonder why companies even use the language then, or why do they teach it in schools and things of that nature if one can get into some serious legal matters with a company as big as Oracle over using their language, which they have made free to use all around the world. I'm quite confused about this. So in my opinion, this is exactly what happens when, you know, big time, company heads have nothing better to do and they want to feel like to all their workers and all their peers that they're actually doing something important. I mean, definitely, subscribe below, like the video. We will definitely come back with more things that we will talk about for sure. Trust me, this case, I'm not done with this case. And I believe it will eventually go to the Supreme Court, and I can't wait to actually see it. But definitely let me know what you guys think below. I really can't wait to get deeper into this conversation and really get more details about the case. So thank you, and peace out.